The fight against racial injustice continues today. For the 15th straight day, protesters plan to rally in New York following the death of George Floyd. Some could argue they're seeing success. CBS News' John Diaz is live in Washington Square Park this morning with more. John.
Yeah, good morning, Mary, to you. For 2 weeks now, peaceful protesters have been congregating and marching across New York City. Later on today, Washington Square Park, right here behind me, will be packed full of peaceful protesters once again, trying to keep that momentum going. Every single day, they say they're getting closer to what they want to accomplish.
We show everyone who's watching that we are doing the right thing.
Thousands filled Fifth Avenue Wednesday, peacefully marching through Manhattan on the 14th day of protests in New York City.
I think we should keep the pressure going.
Wednesday, the state legislature voted to create an Office of Special Investigation in order to ensure independent investigations into deaths that occur in law enforcement custody. This comes on the heels of their vote to repeal 50A, which has been a top priority at these protests. The decades-old law kept police officers' personnel records confidential.
It just took too long, but I'm happy that something's happening.
Ariel Francis has been coming to these protests since the start and says she wants officers to better communicate with the communities they serve.
I would like for the police to actually learn how to speak to the people. They don't know how to properly speak to New Yorkers. They don't properly know how to speak to inner city youth.
Calls to defund the police are becoming the focus of these demonstrations. The demand is to not get rid of law enforcement, rather divert some funding from the NYPD and redefine their role.
I'd like to see them reduce the amount of cops in our neighborhoods and reinvest that money into community programs.
Mayor Bill de Blasio announced Wednesday the city will add $10 million to its crisis management budget to expand the Cure Violence Initiative, which places outreach workers in communities to curb gun violence.
With that expansion, the Cure Violence movement will now be active in 20 precincts, all 20 precincts with the highest gun violence levels in the city. That means lives will be saved, period. Lives will be saved, violence will be reduced.
Small steps in the direction of progress for these protesters, but they say their fight is far from over.
The main thing really is accountability, transparency with the police department, but also fairness and equity in the way people are treated across the board.
Now, Governor Andrew Cuomo says he plans on signing police reform legislation into law by the end of this week. We're live this morning from Washington Square Park. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
John, thank you.